Noble Faculty Podcast. You are now listening to part 2 of my conversation with the gospel artist Mo Bolaji. Please enjoy. But what I was going to ask you is, you said you knew what your gift was.
Yeah.
Did you know what it was for or how to use it?
I think even yesterday I was saying this to you. In fact, earlier today, I was saying this to you, that I shout, right? Yeah. I said that to you. But then anytime I say, every time I say that to anybody, including you, they always tell me, no, you don't shout. They tell me it's good. And the thing is, when I feel like I shout, I know I am prophesying. I know I am doing something. Like I feel it. That's why I'm trying to push it out of me, right? I don't want to be a shouter. So I know I'm doing something because I am meant to do it. So in your case, it's like you're telling me that I'm not shouting, and then I'm thinking that, okay, if I'm not shouting, then maybe this is a gift. Like people are making me aware of it, or maybe this is a gift that I need to stop. I guess maybe I'm trying to be humble, but I need to stop seeing it as something negative and actually see what it is. But then I also fear that if I see something of what it is, I don't want, beraga, sorry. Well, I don't want
arrogance.
Thank you. I don't want arrogance to come inside of me, I'm trying to watch out for that as well. But I think I would rather that's how I've always worked.
Yeah.
I'll rather bring myself down so that I don't get too big-headed. Yeah, so I just knew when it came to knowing that it is a gift, hearing other people saying something that I did not even see, then I'm just like, mate, then I do carry something then. I do carry it.
I just want to say, because obviously I was at the launch of your album.
Yeah.
And for me, it takes a while for music for music to grow on me, or for me to appreciate music.
Yeah.
I don't like getting lost in the hype of the moment.
Yeah.
But what I noticed about you as a person is you're definitely very humble. And what you've just said, you don't want, I can understand why you said you don't want to come across or feel arrogant.
Yeah.
But as far as your music is concerned, I'll be honest with you, your music is very powerful. Your music has spoken to me on many different occasions.
Yeah.
And anytime I feel something, I always text you saying, this is what I feel. I told you about Happly, which is my shield.
Did. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the track. I know the song. It's the one about
Tito B. Rega.
Yeah, that one. Which I think it's called Tito B. Rega.
Yeah, Tito B. Rega.
And what that translates to?
I see as your greatness is great. Like you
can't
comprehend.
Yes,
you can't comprehend the greatness of God.
Incomprehensible God. I like that.
Yes.
Right. And every single time, and this is the thing. I told you this. I think I told you this. I said, what you did is not for you.
Yeah.
It's for the world. You've done your bit.
Yes.
God has used you as a vessel to do what you need to do.
Yes.
You just need to let it manifest now.
Yeah.
So you don't need to doubt yourself at all.
And see, that's the thing. So when it comes to, when people always tell me that, oh, you were so good and, da-da-da-da. In my head, it's like, okay, I've done my bit, as you said. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, God, go and do the rest.
Yes.
And the thing is, I don't want to know. I do want to know. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't want to know. I do want to know. No. It's like, I don't want to know how I want to see how it's helping people and how people is becoming a testimony for people, But then it's like, I guess I don't want to hear that, oh, you're good, man, or you're da-da-da-da. I just, as long as I know that you're healed.
You want to know about how it's making an impact in people's lives.
Yeah.
But not necessarily as like...
Don't tell me I'm good.
Yeah, it's not, you don't want to be in that...
Yeah, I know, don't get me big-headed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's this Bible verse. When it comes to quoting Bible verse, I'm the worst. But I know there was this story about, there was two people, and then there was a congregation of people that was praising one king, saying that this king killed 10,000, unlike another king that killed, I don't know, maybe 2,000 or something. It's like in that case, it's like they were trying to, compare, and then and tell this king that you are doing more than somebody else.
I think that was the story of David and Saul.
But
I think it was Saul killed 1,000 and David killed 10,000.
Yeah.
I think it was that story.
So it's like, if I was in that situation, it's like, I would wish you wouldn't tell me that. Don't tell me that I killed 10,000. Just, I know I've killed some thousand.
We're victorious.
Yeah, thank you. That's it.
We're victorious.
Yes. And things.
You don't need the stats.
No.
By a statistician. By your statistician. We don't need the stats.
No, yeah.
We just need the impact. We just need to know that, yes.
Yeah,
God
it's working. Something is happening. A move is happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally understand where you're coming from there. So my next question to you then is, look, I'm going to say something so that this point comes across as I want it to. You're young.
Yeah.
You could be living your life as you please. You could be singing whatever you want to sing, jazz, R&B, whatever, Afrobeats, hip life, traitor. Yet
I went to Ghana 2 years ago.
There's nothing wrong going to Ghana, and Ghanaian people are good people. I've got some Ghanaian stories for you after I can't, some things I'm never going to say on air, but I've got some stories for you. But you chose to, okay, fine, you've recorded a single now.
Yeah.
You've recorded 2 singles, I'll say.
Yeah.
And then you chose to pursue it. Like, I don't know, for me, what I'm trying to get at here is, how did you know this was something you had to do? How did you know? I don't want to repeat myself in terms of, because I asked you very directly, how did you know how to use your gift?
Yeah.
But for you, how did you know that? Do you know what?
Okay, no.
I want to give myself to Christ. This is
my path.
Yes.
Yeah. That question, even now, when doubts come into your head that, is this me? Is this the path I'm meant to walk on? Is this what I'm meant to do? I still have those questions in my head. But in terms of confidence in doing it, it would be that I have noticed that it is easy, right? I have noticed that opportunity is coming my way. So with my album, one thing we haven't mentioned is that I recorded this album with evangelist Tope Alabi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
major gospel artists in Nigeria. And even now I belittle, that happening because I'm just walking in the experience. But then to someone else's eyes, they're like, "What, girl? You were with Tope Alabi. You recorded with her. Like, you've gone places." I'm like, no, we're just living life. We're just doing one piece at a time. That's what I always say. But it's like, one thing I read is, now I need to actually realize this is maybe this is my flaw now. My flaw, okay, basically me not trying to see, me trying to be humble is like my flaw and a good thing. Yeah. So now this is where it is my flaw. So it's my flaw where I need to realize that, BJ, not everybody has the opportunity to record with evangelist Tope Alabi, but you did. Yeah.
You were chosen to. Yes. And it's not because you worked hard, it fell on your lap. Realize that. Realize it, and if there's no explanation, there is no oh, I called this person was able to call this person was not able to call Tope Alabi's assistants. This person was not able to call. It's not even I had to go through a process. It just came to me. Like, the time I wasn't even looking, it just came to me, and it just made sense. Like, there's no way I can say that, oh, Tope Alabi is in my house right now, and it's not God orchestrated. Who would say that Tope Alabi is in their house, or their lifetime, I don't know, their role model is in their house, someone that they've always looked up to. Everybody would want to. It's like everybody would wish that whoever their role model is, they would want to meet them. People go to concerts now. Yeah, they pay to go concerts. Yeah. People buy VIP tickets. Yes. I didn't have to buy I didn't have to pay 100 and something pounds to buy VIP to meet my own role model. And she was my role model. I didn't have to. And that's why I had to. Now I need to realize that this was easy. It happened so easily. Like, no, there was no process. There was no me calling anybody for this to happen. And that's how I just knew that, okay, this is happening. There's no way, there's no question about it that it's not God working, you know, and it is my purpose. And yes, though I am young, it's like, if this is happening now or more, take the opportunity.
Yes.
You know, it probably won't come again. You know, if it's coming to you right now, take the opportunity. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of doing. I'm not afraid of stepping. And I think I was saying to you earlier that I'm just taking each step as it comes, you know. I'm just taking it. If an opportunity comes my way, I will take it. If I know it's an opportunity, if let's say I heard the opportunity and I smile like this, okay, I feel at peace, I will take it. If it teaches me a lesson, cool. Let it teach me a lesson. I'm not afraid to go through that process to learn a lesson. But then some people might also say, you know, what if somebody else had to go through a lesson for you not to fall into that lesson? If God wants to teach me a lesson, He will teach me a lesson.
Absolutely.
If it's going to happen, if I have to go through that, in order for it to sink into my head that you need to learn this situation, it will happen. Regardless of if my mother has gone through that lesson, regardless of if my grandfather has gone through that lesson and they've already told me the story, like, don't do this, mashele, don't do this. So for me to learn it, that I need to walk through it, then it will happen.
It will happen. You're
because
absolutely right.
If that's how I am built, if that's how God has created me to learn something, then that's the only way He can teach me. You know, that's just, you know, that's me.
Yeah.
That somebody else might be different. Somebody else, maybe their way of learning is to listen to other people and they'll make them same mistake. One thing I read, if it's me, I'll go for it. Yeah. I'm going to go for it.
It's so funny you said that, because you were about to touch on doubt before. And I just wanted to explore that. Do you still have doubts?
Is that when I perform or with everything in general?
With what you're doing in general, your music career, do you still have doubts? Because to me, I'm just saying from where I'm sitting, not everybody can release singles. Not everybody can record an album. Not everybody can meet their role model. And then not everybody can actually start performing from it. And we've spoken sometimes and we've said, it's not easy. It's not easy. We're trying to get out there. We're trying to do it. It's not easy. Yet, it's not easy. It's not easy. But they keep on coming, though.
Yeah.
So, do you still ever have doubts? And how do you deal with those doubts?
Right now, as I'm talking, I'm hearing myself. And right now, it's like in my head, it's like, girl, if you have any doubts, realize that this is your purpose and understand it and accept it. The earlier you accept it, the faster or the further, or farther, is it farther that they say? The further you will go. I think I've heard people say further or farther. I don't know. Whatever.
The further you go.
Yeah, the further you go. So in terms of doubts, I guess before this moment, before this conversation that we were having, yes, I could probably say, yes, I have doubts. Is this for me? Is this something I am meant to go into? Like, you know, blah, blah. But now I'm like, this is a season. I wish I wrote this statement down.
Don't worry, it's on the podcast.
But but I saw a statement that was don't basically enjoy the journey that you're in before you regret it. And when that journey is now over, you now wish that you did more in the past. I really wish I really, you know, when them ones that you really wish you said it right so that it would hit deep.
But Ines, live in the moment in which you're given. Something along those lines?
So, something along those. But anyway, Sham, it's not for today. Maybe another day we will say it.
It's not for this one. Not for this one. It's because you even mentioned about even learning lessons. And just to use myself as an example here, many years ago, at least over 10 years ago, well over 10 years ago, I had certain opportunities. I was deputy editor of a magazine. I was running my own events outfit, doing events management, getting corporate contracts. It's not that I was the best, but as you said, I got those things because God wanted me to have those things. Yeah. But at the same time, I didn't one, I didn't appreciate what I had because they came easy. And two, I didn't realize what I had.
Yeah.
So I didn't appreciate it, and I didn't even know I had it,
Yeah.
right? I was already taking meetings in very high places, and it got taken away. And not because I'm a bad person. It's just I know God showed me what I could get at that time. It touched my hands. I had it. But then to show me a lesson so that I can appreciate it for next time, it took it away again.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean? Because I know I
Yeah.
didn't appreciate it. I knew, for me, I knew I was arrogant at the time. I was very arrogant because I had a gift. I was using my gift. And it was, how will I say, just as you said, I listened to the accolades. I listened to the, oh, well done, Habib. You're young and doing it. Oh, well done, Habib. You did this. Oh, well done, Habib. You're making money. And I listened to that a lot. And that got to my head. So I totally understand about this, the what you've said about lessons. It is not that 2 years or 10 years makes no difference. If you have to go for a longer period or learn lessons along the way, you will learn it. It's important to have the spirit of humility.
Yes.
To recognize what God has given you. It's not you.
Yeah.
It is God. The doors that have opened, it's not because you knocked the loudest.
Yeah.
It's not because you knocked the hardest. It's grace and favor.
Yeah.
It's timing. It says at the appointed time. For you, that was the appointed time. So it's important for us to recognize some of those things.
You recognize, yeah.
We don't recognize exactly. We recognize, as you said, the fruit at the end of it, but not the journey of that fruit or getting that fruit.
Yeah.
The watering, the planting seed. We totally forget that sometimes, and it's easy to forget when they're calling you to be
But
on stage.
would we ever recognize the journey though? Or, because I feel like with the journey, like there would always be doubts.
And that, I think, but that to me, for me, I've now learned to appreciate the journey, because even though I felt like I didn't acknowledge what I had, it didn't just fall in my lap. It came easy,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like I was doing nothing about it and it just came my way. No, I was working those opportunities, but I went out and got that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
worked hard for that.
Yeah.
But when I then when I was rewarded for my efforts, then I slacked. Then I thought I had arrived.
All right.
Then I thought I was a somebody. I was at a local project thinking I was doing BBC.
Oh wow.
We were
All
borough
right.
wide. We were doing great work. We were doing great work. But no matter how, there's this Yoruba proverb that says, you think your dad's house is the biggest house, or you think your dad's farm is the biggest farm because you've never been to somebody else's farm. So I think that there was a lot of that for me, and that's, again, arrogance. And this is arrogance versus humility. I think there's a very good line between, a very clear line between arrogance and confidence. It's important to be confident. When you're confident in who you are in Christ, when you're confident in your purpose, even when the road is rocky, you still know that, you know what, there's a reason why I'm going this way.
Yeah.
But when you're arrogant, you'll be like, no, I did this. It's a sort of, how do you call it? Self-praise, self-recognition. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, wrong person to ask.
Because you only speak numbers that you can't do in your head anyway. BJ.
Yeah.
BJ.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So I think the other thing I wanted to ask you, I wanted to hear, I don't know if you remember this conversation we had a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was when I said, I just want to take time off from my ministry because I didn't feel I was living what I was supposed to be doing, so to speak. And you were like, no, you need to stay in it. How do you combat the doubts?
When it comes to doubts. With me, so for example, last night we did I did a ministration at a church event, and up until that moment, there was still doubt. There was doubts in my head as to is what I'm going to say to these people, is it real? You know, what I'm going to say to these people, is that what God you want me to say to them? And personally, for me, one thing a technique that I have done is, if I minister to myself, let God do the rest. You know, all I need to do is, you need to speak and listen to yourself. You see, I mentioned earlier that as I was speaking, I'm hearing myself and things are changing. That's what I need to do. And in terms of trying to do things to try and make somebody else feel some type of way, that's now me trying to control the atmosphere. So when it comes to doubt, I just need to believe, first of all, believe that it is not you. Whatever that you're working on, believe that it is not you that is working. You are just basically, you are just a tool, right? So when you believe that you're a tool does what it's meant to do. If a tool is tool A or whatever, that tool will do its own function. And using myself as a tool, my tool is to speak to myself. I don't know you as a tool. I don't know what you need from me to help your situation or to help your function. I just need to do my job for myself. And if I do my job for myself, the one who connects those two tools will do the rest. The one who, I don't know how, what I'm seeing in my head right now is, there's pipes, you know, pipes that you have, plumber pipes. You know, there's the straight ones, there's the curved ones that will make it curve to the right or to the left. There's the crisscross ones, like a cross ones. If I am a straight tool, my job is just to, I guess, make the water flow straight. I don't know my neighboring pipe next to me. I don't know my neighboring pipe opposite me. All I need to do is do my own job. If I have done my own job right, the God who is the one that will connect every other neighboring pipe around me will do his job. And whatever water that flows out of me and goes to the next one, whatever it is that next one is meant to take in and pour out to the next person, let the connector do that job. You know, my job is just to flow straight because I'm a straight pipe. So that's what I need to do. I need to teach myself how to flow straight. So for me to teach myself how to flow straight, I need to minister to myself. You know, and right now as I'm speaking, I'm also listening to myself. So it's something where, and I know because I am listening to myself, I know God is doing something right now. So that's what I believe in. I believe in the fact that as I'm listening to myself, if guaranteed I am learning something from it, guaranteed God is doing something else out there, you know. So when it comes to doubt, first of all, you need to question why you're doubting. Question why. Where is that source of doubt coming from? Where is it coming from? And when you figure that out, then from there, you need to obviously then push that away, find a technique, your own technique of knowing how to push that away. With me, it's more of, okay, I know my doubt is coming from, okay, I'm thinking that, I want this person to feel this way. I want this person to lift their hands up. I want this person to cry. I want all that kind of thing to happen. But when I realize that, mate, you're not going to be the one that is going to make them feel that way, that's got to let go. So when I believe in that, then if I say, okay, BJ, minister to yourself, then that doubt is, or if I'm ministering to myself, who do I need to please? I just need to make myself function. So now those doubts are out of the window, and I just go and God flows in the atmosphere. And what I've always said to people, what I've heard actually, and now I say to people, I don't want to take the credit, is that even if it brings glory through my failure, so be it. And that has always given me peace of mind before I go to minister. So even if, let's say, because there's people that do riffs and runs, which I desire to do, you know, and sometimes I go off key, sometimes I start in the wrong time, sometimes all of that happens. Even sometimes when I play back my YouTube videos, the real Oma BJ, check it out. when
Plug.
when I play back my music videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. So it's not that I'm not sound musically and I don't know what I'm meant to do. It's just that I actually let go in that moment, and there was some failures which I see as failures now, but God's glory was moving in the atmosphere. So let that happen. That's what I want to happen. I don't want to be perfect and miss things, because that's just not, you've lost the point. You know, you've not. I don't want to be perfect and not win any soul. I'd rather be imperfect and win soul. I rather, as long as God's glory is happening. Yeah. If I guess if it's perfect and God's glory is happening, then that's best of both worlds. But one thing is, I need to be comfortable and satisfied with the fact that it is not about you, BJ. It is about God's glory. It's about God. It's about God. You need to be selfless. You need to let God take control. You need to be less of you and more of Him. Yeah.
BJ, Mobolaji.
Yeah.
I really want to say thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I have to say, this has been fun.
Yeah, it has been. I was so scared for doing this initially.
You talk nonsense sometimes. Sorry, you just talk anyhow.
Yeah.
But you know what? Thank you very much, because you've kind of blessed my listeners with how God has impacted your life.
Yeah.
And maybe what people should listen to their inner voice and connect with God, so that they can find their purpose and find their own ministry.
Yeah.
And as you said, you used the pipe example.
I do.
If it's a straight pipe, if that's your job,
recognize it.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Just do what you're there to do, and don't worry about whether it's working or not. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're meant to do. And that's, I guess, because as you were speaking, I don't want to interrupt. When it's the body of Christ, there are many different parts.
Come on now.
But you just need to focus on your part.
Yes.
One part is not more important than the other part.
Yeah.
And one part is not less important.
Yeah.
They all connect.
Yeah.
And as long as we all know that we are the body, Christ is the head,
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Always.
We'll be okay.
Always,
BJ,
always.
It's always a pleasure talking to you.
No, it's a pleasure talking to you too. Honestly.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And as always, I want to thank all the listeners. You can follow us on all our by the way, before I do that closing stuff, you need to put your social media platforms out there, please.
Yes. So I'm on Instagram. Like I said, it's at The Real Mobolaji. I'm also on Twitter. And also on Facebook. Everything is at The Real Mobolaji, and especially on YouTube, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at The Real Mobolaji as well. Yeah.
And you've got all the audio tracks for all of your songs.
Yes, all my
YouTube.
tracks. Yes, it's on YouTube. It's on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, Apple Music. Titled Olorunmi. Search Olorunmi by Mobolaji, and you would definitely find it there.
And I will also put a link in the description for this episode.
Yes.
So that people will catch it.
Yes, thank you.
We will not miss it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, BJ.
Thank you.
Is there I don't know, is there another project in the pipeline anytime soon?
Yes, there's always going to be.
Amen.
And the reason why, and to answer your previous question again, the reason why I know that this is for me is that I have projects written down. I have many songs.
Wow.
That I am looking forward to record and share with the world, because I know it blessed people and because I know it blessed me. And every song that I write literally is through what I have gone through. There's in Olorunmi, there's a verse that says, Bi yati baba komisile oluwa yo te ogba mi.
Yeah.
My Yoruba song.
It's better than mine, I think. But I know what you said.
But translation is, and this was a verse in the Bible, that when my father and my mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. And that verse came when I was going through something deep, And for me to go through it, I know definitely I'm not alone. And there's different verses and tracks in the album that I know a lot of people will relate to. I've been getting so many testimonies, so many testimonies up until today. And definitely do go and listen, and honestly, you'll be blessed. And yeah, I do have future projects lined up?
I'm personally, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
And I wanted to tell you guys about, before we go, how I said I embarrassed BJ.
Oh.
So we have a Bible study online.
On Skype.
Every 2 weeks?
Yes, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks on Skype. So I've not been doing because normally on Thursdays I'm actually in the studio working.
Oh, all right.
So
Okay, that's how you're working.
So-
okay.
My client on that day didn't come on time, which was a good thing.
Okay.
So I said, okay, until they come, I'll join the Bible study that day.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I would normally play music from Spotify or something. And I switched my mic off. So obviously the computer's connected to the mics and everything. So I switched the mic off, but I left the music playing on purpose. But it happened to be Bolaji's song. I can't remember which one.
I think Tito Birega.
I think that's my track of the moment at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm liking that at the moment. I just love it. And everybody was like, somebody said, somebody's doing the madness. And you were like, what did you say?
I was so embarrassed. I don't even know why I'm embarrassed. Like, literally, these are my family, these are my people, and they're hearing my song. But it's just that we've not heard music in the Bible study. Why does Brother Tafa have to play my song?
Listen, I will do what I need to do. Listen, I would bang for everybody else. Why can't I bang for my own sister? No, we're doing this. We are doing.
I think
this.
my initial response was like, "Cheers, that's my track."
And now you should. And now you're talking. You know what? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna choose another track.
Guys, we have a rebellious somebody in the group chat.
But then I've always been rebellious. We know this. We know this.
Yeah.
The whole way I got into the church was a rebellion. So we already know this. I don't conform. But yes, thank you, everybody. BJ, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really hope your album does well. I hope you
Amen
get a lot more
to that.
performances, a lot more
Amen to that.
exposure.
Yeah.
And I will help you as much as I can, wherever I can. And I just want to say, as always, on Noble Faculty Podcast, we are awesome.
Yes.
We are noble.
Yes.
We are excellent. We are born to excel.
Yes.
Keep on listening. Keep on sharing. Thank you very much and remain blessed.
You have just listened to the Noble Faculty Podcast. The Noble Faculty Podcast. You have just listened to the Noble Faculty Podcast.